Hey y'all, Steph here from SouthernSkyTNgardenDIY. I just wanted to share a quick little garden idea with you. And if you don't have a lot of space and if you don't have a lot of big bucks, you can do this easy DIY garden setup anywhere. And when we lived in a townhome in another state, I actually wish I would have thought of this. I'm trying to get a little bit of light here. Wish I would have thought of this or even had the space for this, but I still didn't. But I did go out today in our yard, which I feel so blessed to have. And I was assessing the light and the sunshine, as the seasons are changing, and seeing where I could take advantage of the sun. And I set up a little DIY garden pot setup, just using some things we had and weren't using. So it's not like it's fancy, but it's something you could easily do. And I just wanted to share it with you. So there you go, y'all. We had some chicken wire that we hadn't been using. It got a little rusted from sitting out here in the yard. And then I have lots of tomato cages. I'm going to be using some of those this season. Like I've learned from a YouTuber I follow, Callie Kim, where you can actually take I'm going to bring my finger around here to demonstrate, but you can actually take that high top of the tomato cage, turn another tomato cage on top of it, and then stack it, and then cut the wires that are off on the bottom sticking out, cut those off, and then you have a tall stackable tomato cage, because they never make them tall enough. I'm like, oh y'all, I get tomatoes that are like 8 feet tall. So anyway, this was a great idea from her. But in this case, I took these tomato cages and I used them because I tried to put like some stakes or some bamboo stakes down, and they just kept snapping and breaking, and it wasn't like it needed to be super strong, but I needed something stable enough to hold the wire up, because I'm always having to protect things from the dog. So you may not need the wire, and you just may find a sunny spot in your yard where you can put about like 5 or 6 fabric pots, and I highly suggest them because they aerate, they hold moisture, they drain, and then also the roots will grow into the ground if they need to, which is fine in this case. It's just on grass. But I took bamboo stakes that we bought at Lowe's, the chicken wire that we'd also bought at Lowe's and had just been sitting around in the yard. And I want to, keep the dog out of the pots, because he's just Mr. Curious. You've seen him. Cash, Mr. Curious, Mr. Misbehavin'. He's always getting into where he should not be. So then I took the chicken wire and kind of wrapped it around the tomato cages, because that was a lot easier to get into the ground than stakes. And I have the chicken wire. I just went with my hand and just wrapped it around one of the edges of the one of the excuse me, y'all, one of the metal stakes in the tomato cage, and just wrapped the chicken wire around it. It wasn't even anything fancy or major sturdy, but I just went ahead and did that. And then I took the bamboo stakes and just pushed them into the yard, and just kind of interwove them in between the chicken wire. And then my plan is that I have 1, 2, 3 10-gallon pots, and then there's 1, 2 7-gallon pots in between. So my plan is to try and grow squash in here to take advantage of the nice bright sunlight, and then in the 10 gallons, and then in 7 gallons I will pot flowers to bring in the pollinators. So that's my plan. And maybe probably even throw in a little bit more chives in there, in with the flowers, just to kind of have something we can also cut and use in salads. Love the chives. I'd love to load my eggs up with them. Cook them with any egg dish I'm making, throw them in casseroles. I just love chives. So, and so very easy to grow. So anyway, but that was what I wanted to share with you all. So basically, again, I took tomato cages, chicken wire that we just had around that we weren't using, and some bamboo stakes, and made a little gated in garden. So just wanted to share that with you and hope you all enjoy it and find inspiration in that, and just find it as a nice way, easy, cheap way to use what you've got and make the most of your sunlight, then make the most of the yard that you have, and just find another place to grow. And then also, because I thought of that inspiration, because this is where we're going to be growing our corn. It's on the north side of the house, along with some tomatoes, which grew fabulous. If you all remember the sunflower forest and tomato forest I had going over here last season, they grew amazingly, but this year we want to put the corn over here. And this again is the north side of the house, and we get a lot of shade coming over here in front of this bed, which is still where I want to put corn, but where the stones are right here, I'm going to move those out of the way and put corn in there, and then also put corn in between the tomato cages. And I've also got some sunflowers, and let me come around this way. I've got some volunteer tomatoes coming in here, which I'm sure are yellow pear tomatoes. I had so many yellow pear tomatoes, y'all. You remember my recipes and my videos. I couldn't even think of what to use them all for. I have a lot of them frozen in the refrigerator, ground them up in the bullet, and we'll have them for tomato sauces with pasta. But I have a lot of volunteers coming up, so I kind of put sticks by them where they are, and then I will probably move them, but I'm waiting for them to get a little bit bigger and stronger, and then I'll move them out of the way. So there you go, y'all. That's what's happening, and that was my inspiration over here, where's the north side of the house, and trying to maximize my growing space. Hi, Cash. Hi, baby. How are you? Oh, he was so excited today because he was like, Mama, I need some belly rubs. I need some attention. You are so busy in the garden. You're ignoring me. You are ignoring me. But he's such a good boy. He's so sweet. Yes, huh, baby? What you got hanging from your tongue? Some sort of leaf or something is hanging there. Huh? What is that? What is that? What is that? You got a leaf hanging from you. Oh, it's some mulch. Some garden mulch. Some yard mulch. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, that was my inspiration for looking in the yard and saying, where can I grow where there's more sunlight and grow other things? So hopefully you all enjoy this video and find inspiration in it. Right, Cash? Right? You know, if only he would, when he decides to do his business, if only he'd aim better and go on the weeds, it would be much more helpful to me. But, you know, he's a garden dog in training. Huh, he hears some skateboarders going by outside. Cash. Sweet boy. There you go, y'all. Some sweet boy time. Cash, is this why we can't have nice things? Just the cheap rugs from Walmart because you bury your toy in there and then you just destroy the whole rug? Oh, Cash. No nice things, right? No nice things. Cashy, can you find it? I see it underneath there. Can you find it? Boy, you are trouble. Just trouble.